Learning to use what I call the four essentials for life, food, water, air, and love, become a really powerful skill for our wellness journey. So here we are on our weekly summary. I'm Dr. Peter Minke. This is Minke Wellness. And we have our weekly summary for week 2 in our year-long process here. So hang in there. We've just started. And as I've said, if you're kind of feeling like, oh, wow, I don't know, this is a big commitment, wellness is going to take some effort, right? I mean, it's not just going to happen. And in fact, I think in the world that we have right now, with the stress level that we run and the amount of toxins that we get exposed to, that I think that we need to work at wellness, or it's going to slip away from us. And we'll find ourselves on the other side of that, on the wrong side of the situation, and end up with some diagnosis that's scary. And now all of a sudden, oh, what do we do? And now we're into disease management. I don't want to go there. I've been there. I don't want to go there again. So my goal is to, stay well through a process, and it's a consistent process. In other words, not something that's just, oh, I do a little bit over here and then I get to feeling better and then I trash my body again and then I get sick again. No, I'm talking about a consistent action. And for me, I've needed to have a strategy, and I need to follow some principles. And so that's why I'm putting this whole thing together, is to have this ongoing strategy and to utilize tools that are available to us. So with this week, what we've been learning to do is combine the food, water, air, and love categories, all 4 of those categories, and really get to feel how those combine, and we can use those as tools in our wellness journey. We started off on Monday with the basic supplement program. How do I take my supplements? And this is kind of what I call the food category. And so we're talking about supplementing, and we're taking our sulfurzyme and our Super C from Young Living, and we're adding our Laurus Nobilis. And then we had a few others. If you were into the other the other products, we talked just a little bit about using our release oil for that emotional support as we go through this. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. It seems like too much. I'm overwhelmed. Time to use your release oil. Get that out there and put it on and inhale. And I've been doing my release oil every day. This is outside of my comfort zone to be committing to talking to y'all every day, and then also just to be out there. I mean, I'm fine when I talk to a few people, but you start to talk to who knows how many and all on the internet, and it's like, ooh, gosh, So, but I really feel confident that what I have been doing, that I can share it with you, is going to be useful. I wouldn't bother wasting my time if I didn't think it was useful. So the supplement program is, I've been designing it to take 4 times a day, and this is your 4 sulfurzyme, or 2 sulfurzymes and 1 Super C 4 times a day, and we talked about that, and then 4 drops a couple drops of the Laurus Nobilis oil. I personally have not been able to do it 4 times a day. My week has been so crazy, so I'm doing it twice a day, but I'm doubling up. So I'm taking 2 Super Cs and 4 sulfurzymes, and then my 4 drops of Laurus Nobilis, and I mix it with my 2 ounces of Ninja Red, and I do that twice a day. And then before bed, I've been taking my 6 detoxzymes, and I'm feeling pretty good. It's been a heck of a week, and I actually feel pretty good. I don't feel as depleted as I would normally in a week like I've had. So this is the supplement program, but recognize it's just a recommendation. You don't have to do it, and we kind of manage it as we go along. So we started off talking about that. Then we went into talking about a lot more about the breathing, and so we went through inhalation and diffusing, talking about using the essential oils from Young Living, and how we can inhale those and diffuse those. We went through some of the different diffusers. And the idea here is that we would be using like the RC and the myrtle in the diffuser that we could use to purify the air, and really allow ourselves an opportunity to experience the power of nature, plant oils, nature's plant purifier, air purifier, the essential oils in the air. You know how wonderful, hopefully you know how wonderful it is to go out into the fresh woods, the piney woods, or some kind of forest where it's fresh, or a fresh garden, and you feel, you smell the flowers, and how wonderful and refreshing and invigorating that is. And we can have that anytime we want to with essential oils in our pocket. Put those in the diffuser, put 5 or 10 drops in the diffuser, and voila, we get ourselves a nice, fresh, invigorating aroma, and the air around us being invigorated with that vital energy. And So just take advantage of that, and that's what our essential oils are powerful part of our wellness journey to keep us uplifted and invigorated. Then we started talking about, we went for 3 days then in talking in more detail, using the breath to get in tune with the body and specifically the respiratory system. And so now we're linking what I consider to be the air category and the love category. And when I say love category, I'm kind of being a little bit generous and saying basically anything that has to do with my mind and my consciousness is going to fall into the love category. So linking the air and love category in a combination of learning how to breathe therapeutically. It's a system I call Therapeutic Breath. And so we went over some more basics of that, talking and introducing you to that, and how to breathe our consciousness, using our consciousness and using breath to get more in tune with the body. We've been, in the week past, we were talking about just basically learning, feeling the breathing in and out, getting an increased breath volume by exhaling first and inhaling. Now we were getting a little more specific and say I can breathe and pay attention to the left lung and the right lung because we have a left and right. And then I can breathe to the front or to the back. And then we started to get even more detailed and talk about, on the day 2 of the anatomy and physiology, we talked about the breathing in and feeling the tube and getting down into the details of the lung and feeling the lung tissue and the alveoli. And then we starting paying attention and using imagery to listen to the gas exchange. In other words, we have oxygen going into the body and carbon dioxide coming out. So we talked about listening breath and action breath. And the idea of a listening breath is to really pay attention to my lungs or to a process. So I can actually breathe in and listen to the oxygen going into the blood, feeling it, imagining it, using some kind of imagery, and breathing and feeling the oxygen penetrate into the blood. We gave the image of scrubby bubbles, if that old commercial back when you spray the cleaner in your bathroom and the scrubby bubbles do all the work and everything's nice and shiny at the end. And so we can breathe in scrubby bubbles that clean our lungs and clean the tubes and breathe those up into the sinuses and clean the sinuses out with these scrubby bubbles. And it's one of my favorite images, and it just gives me an immediate sense of cleansing and using breath to help cleanse. We also talked about combining this idea of the supplements. See, now that we're taking the supplements and engaging consciously with the body's process of absorbing those, and asking them or inviting those supplements, the Super C and the Sulfurzyme and the oils or whatever, to engage in the body's process of building a healthy lung tissue. And so I can breathe in, and now that we know that of course we know we take a supplement, it makes it into the bloodstream, and we breathe into the lungs and we feel the connection to the blood, the oxygen going into the blood, the carbon dioxide coming out, and now we can invite the blood that's rich with those minerals and nutrients and things that we put in for the supplements, and we can invite those to build healthy lung tissue. And so anything that's in the bloodstream that's healthy and good, I'm inviting to get into the tissue, into the lung tissue, to build healthy, vibrant lung tissue, to have good elasticity and good expansion, and just to have a scintillating vitality. So I can combine this, what I call therapeutic breath, it combine the mind and the imagery with the breathing and this concept of bringing in water, bringing in the nutrients. So now I'm utilizing all 4 elements of the four essentials for life: the food, water, air, and love, all in one breath, and combine that to say, okay, I'm going to invite and invigorate. Recognizing that this is just a mental exercise, and someone could say, hooey, that's just a bunch of junk, that's not really doing anything. I can actually show you research in the field of psychoneuroimmunology that refutes that. But, so in other words, it is doing something. But even if a person didn't believe it was, at the very least, I'm spending time consciously breathing and breathing deeply, and they're not. And so who do you think is going to have better health at the end of the day? Okay, so like I said, you don't have to necessarily buy into all that I'm talking about. Of course, you're free to do what you want. But I'm sharing with you what I've used to engage consciously in my healing process and to invite that. And we'll go a lot more using this idea of therapeutic breath to engage all the 4 healing tools that we have available to us. And then, we'll be using essential oils along the way. And so we got, on the 3rd day, the last day we did, which would be yesterday, we did the talking about breathing up into the sinuses and using, again, this idea of cleansing and clearing. And we'll be doing a lot more talk about cleansing and clearing using breath and imagery, especially when we get into next month, okay? But we will do some for the lungs as well. So this has been the week. It's been a lot of learning and exploration, and it's worth it to spend a little time, encourage you to get good. These are skills. These are what I consider to be wellness skills. The primary wellness skill, body awareness. You have to know what's going on in your body, or you're going to be a victim of anything, any sales process that comes along, any new fad diet that comes along, whatever. Or just say, gee, I don't know. If you go to the doctor and the doctor says you need to do X, Y, Z, you say, well, I'm going to evaluate that based on what my body says. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot more power and control over yourself. Why give that control over to any other source? You're the one that knows how healthy you are and what's going on in your body. Your body is the one that's healing itself. And so how do we engage in that process? How do we help the body do that? And this is what this is all about. This is what wellness is all about. Helping the body do what it already knows how to do, which is to repair tissue and heal and keep healthy throughout the day. This is just the way it is. Our body repairs itself all the time. Okay, so I hope you had a great week. This is a quick summary. If you have a chance to go back and catch those videos for the more specific instructions, great. Love to have you get more skilled at this. Next week, we're going to be going into self-massage, using essential oils to empower the massage, to keep us, with the idea here is we need to get more breath, we need to get the tension out, we need to get the stress down, and we're going to talk about doing that with self-massage. Keep doing your oils, keep doing your supplements, keep diffusing, keep inhaling your oils, and keep your morning water, and do a little bit of breathing. Happy wellness. We'll see you next week.